Yo, what up, guys? Broskies, just whatever. Yeah. So, before I start like getting into everything, you guys are just gonna be watching me play this demo I downloaded, just like to see how it is or whatever. It's kind of like an interactive game, this and that, just to see like how it is, what I'm gonna be doing and stuff in it. I do get confused at a lot of parts because I don't really know what I'm doing. So forgive me if like you see me like do something over and over again because I like screw up or fuck up or whatever. But yeah, so I'm gonna tell you guys kind of like a story. It's more like a ghost story, and basically it starts like this. Okay, so I was at my grandmother's house, right? And because like she's lived in it for a long time, it's like most of our grandmothers, they live in a house for a long time. It's like old and they don't like want to move out or whatever. But I I always thought like it was haunted. Like I'd still call it haunted to this day. But so it's haunted, right? And we used to like live with my grandma, and I had to like spend the night there, and I wouldn't like it. Like I wouldn't like it at all. Like will barely go over to her house and like spend the night there and stuff because it's just like haunted, and I'm not really into stuff like that. Actually, I am, but only when it comes to like videos. But actually happening to me, no, not at all. But so I remember this one time whenever I was young, I was like a really young kid or whatever. I think about 10. I think I was about 10, and I didn't want to like sleep by myself in the living room because it was really dark, and I could see into like the kitchen. It was really dark, and I could see into like a really dark hallway. So I went to the back, and I went back there, and I slept in the same bed as my brother because remember we're still both young at the time. Damn. Anyways, yeah. So I went back there to go to sleep, and like there was like a small light on in the living room, kind of like a lamp, but it was still pretty dark, and I didn't like that. So I would like peek down the hallway like every now and then because while I'm sleeping, like it's one of those houses where you can like hear stuff, like you can hear people walking around or doing stuff, and I would always look down the hallway, and while I was sleeping I would just like, hear footsteps, like really small footsteps, like somebody just like walking back and forth up and down the hallway, like coming in and out of the room, but I couldn't see anything. And I always like I thought that was freaky, and it would like freak me out. And you know, as like the kid I am, I would like hide under the covers and not want to see it. And if I like still heard it, I would wake my brother up. I would tell him like, get up, I can hear noises and stuff like that. And if he didn't get up, I would look. And this like one particular time I looked down the hallway, starting at the very end, like coming in the hallway from the living room, there was like I could see kind of like a white nightgown, but it was like really short, kind of like a kid's nightgown, and it was like walking bare feet, like really white, really white feet, like paint, and like slowly like coming around the hallway with black hair and like a really white face, but I couldn't see it that good because they had their head down, like some scary movie stuff. And I looked down the hallway and saw the girl like coming, like walking close, and I would wake my brother up. I said, get up, there's something in the hallway. And my brother looked, he started screaming, and because he started screaming, you know, that automatically makes me want to scream and like start crying and stuff because I'm so young. And I would like scream my ass off. So we got up, closed the door, and we were like yelling and stuff, like, what is that, what was that, what did we just see? And like 5 minutes later, or actually not 5 minutes later, like a few seconds later, my grandma and my mom, like they come rushing in the room. What's going on? Are you guys okay? What's happening? And we'd tell them, we'd say, we saw a girl in the hallway, and she was standing there, she was looking at us. And my grandma would try to say it's our imaginations and stuff, and my mom would try to get us to go back to sleep. But we obviously didn't believe that, not with the stuff that we saw. And that was like, this is one of the nights we spent there, we seen stuff, and like I've seen stuff there all the time, and I've heard stuff. It's kind of crazy. Another time I was in my living room sleeping, and I was laying on the couch just like sitting there. It covers over my head. So, cause I don't want to look out. I don't like looking into like the dark hallways and stuff like that. It's kind of, it's irritating looking in dark hallways and like staring at it. Cause we all have the moments where we just like staring at like something dark. We're in a dark room for a minute, and we like we make stuff out of like the objects in the room to make it seem like something it's not. And I would do that a lot. So I didn't want to do that, so I just kept the covers on or whatever. I think I had like a DS or a Game Boy. I would just play it all the time. But I was sleeping there, and I started hearing talking coming from my grandma's room, my great grandma actually, because like she got in an accident. All she could do was like stay in her bed, and I could hear like some whispering and talking coming from my great grandma's room. And I thought about getting up. I really didn't want to, but I got up anyways. And I took a look, and whenever I looked in the room, there was like 3 dark shadows like standing over my great grandma, and they were like talking, and then they all looked at me, and they looked in my direction. Well, at least it looked like they were looking in my direction, and then they disappeared. And I'd be like, oh fuck no, let me get out of here, 'cause I don't mess with that stuff. And I wake my mom up, like, mom, did you see that? Did you hear any talking? And I'd ask her while she was laying down if she could like hear talking, because I heard all kinds of stuff, and I'd see kind of stuff. Like all the time when I go there, I'd see stuff and hear stuff, and it would just freak me out, and I wouldn't want to go there. But another time is when it was me, my brother, and 2 of our friends. We were in the living room. We were watching TV. And a truck down the street, crashed into like a light pole, and we had to, it like took out like the main things, like the main power for like the house and stuff. But for some reason, we could still use the TV. So we used the TV, and we were just like watching. I think we were watching Ed and Eddie, if I remember right. We were watching the show, and everybody's like eyes and stuff were like focused on the TV and like fixed on the TV and what was going on in the show and stuff. But me, for some reason, I just like had the urge to look to the hallway. I don't know why I really had the urge to look to the hallway. So I looked to the hallway. In that moment, whenever I looked to the hallway, I saw my grandpa. And I might as well tell you guys this, but me growing up, like, I never saw my grandpa, because he died the year I was born. A few months before I was born, he died, and I was never able to see him. Like, the only way I knew what he looked like is from like pictures and stuff that I would see of him with my brother, because my brother got to see him. But I looked towards the hallway, and I saw him, and he was standing right in the hallway. Nobody else could see him, and he was looking. And we made like eye contact, and he stared at me for a second, and I was looking at him, but I didn't say anything. I wasn't thinking anything about it. And then he stopped, and he turned, and then he walked into my grandma's room, and then just disappeared. And I didn't really like, I was like, oh, I wasn't thinking of anything. I just turned my head, and I looked back towards the TV, and that was the end of that. So I just thought that I would share like those 3 kind of weird stories. Like, there's more. If you guys want to hear more, just like and comment or whatever, and like I'll share more stories with you guys. But now let's get to the game. This is a pretty weird game, you know. You see, I'm kind of slow reacting to everything, and I got this fucking cat bitch jumping in my face and shit and trying to kick me, and I gotta. She has issues. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this female, but yeah, she's fucking weird. As you see, I can miss this shit. I'm like, oh fuck, I got rat ass in my mouth. I ain't gonna be kissing any females for a while, but it's kind of a weird game, right?
You can't escape now.
I sound like a fucking rapist. Why does he sound like he's moaning? Stop, but it sounds really fucking disgusting.
She just suddenly started living here one day.
And how the hell you gonna have obviously one of them eyes are contact. She got 2 different colored eyes and shit. You need to chill out with that. yeah, well, there's like a bunch of shit that happened, and that was the end of that. End of that arcade mode. There's two different game modes that let me choose from, and I changed to the action one. And I haven't really played it yet, but it's like interactive or whatever, so we'll see. Pretty sure y'all gonna like this part. This nigga going crazy.
Fucking with my fake eye, weren't you? Trying to take it while I was sleeping? Is that your ass or your head? No more messing with this puppy.
This nigga really getting into it. You don't even look. He's not even kicking him in the head, but his head is bleeding and shit.
Real bad.
Look at it.
All set, I said.
Kicking him in his chest and his side.
Ever gonna get fake.
Maybe he is kicking him in the face. Shit. He fucked him up. Uh-oh, there's me. Coming in for the action. Finna whoop it up. Ooh.
Hearing so much about. Not like I'm gonna spill the slop on thee, though. What be in there for me? Hey, papi. So how about you die, fucker?
You getting too sick. I don't know.
Damn it! Wait! Antonio Zapatero! There's no way to stare and truth are there. If you wanna know about me, go on a fucking investigation. Hand over your evidence. Whatever it is. I need it.
He got the moves. This dude is like a hardcore champion right here. He's just dodging all this stuff.
By force. Hot beverage.
Okay, I don't. What the hell is a carpet doing right there? So like a random ass carpet in the middle of an airplane floor.
If you really do know who D is,
But damn.
I really know. You what?
We got a crazy ass crown. That nigga said, "Youngling a ding dong." Wow. Oh, look at this nigga. What you doing? Damn, this nigga just hit me with a fucking
Yeah, things just got
This
serious.
nigga got a baseball in his hand. Oh hell.
All right, Zapatero. I'm knocking this one out
We
of the
finna play
park.
baseball. Okay. And I thought this nigga hated chewing gum. Bang. Damn, they got fake eye flying out, and that's it. Lights out. Whoa, that was pretty interesting, right?
Talking about anything else right now.
We might be looking at the real
I
deal.
don't know about you guys,
I've got the good stuff for you.
but that guy right there, he sounds like Jiraiya from Naruto. It's pretty insane. Probably the same voice actor. It's like a pretty weird game. Well, yeah. That's it for this game. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it. And yeah, peace.